it's me, Paula. I have arrived, but that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is that you clicked and you came to see theories about Enhypen and solve your questions and doubts and see if I have any explanation with my probably wrong opinions about Enhypen universe.
Our wonderful, magical, mystical book is here tonight to
Tell us about Dimension Dilemma, our new Enhypen album. Okay, we got started. First things first, the title is so intriguing. Why? After crossing our borderline, we are faced with our dilemma. Right now we're gonna get into the epic poetry in relation with the Odyssey that I actually found in this music video and overall concept and album. To start off our era, we were given 4 things.
our Scylla, Charybdis, and Odysseus concept films, and our whiteout intro.
Chances are you probably didn't read all 23. I think books of the Odyssey, I didn't either, but I read a chapter in each, so I'm going to tell you all about what goes on.
The Odyssey basically just highlights the idea of our epic hero Odysseus going on an epic journey back to his home Ithaca after going through the Trojan War, and he is faced here with a bunch of obstacles
Such as Minotaur, Scylla, and Charybdis, which are our monsters that we are focusing on right now. And this is the dilemma that we have.
whether to go on one side of the ocean where there's Scylla or go on the other side of the ocean where there is Charybdis.
Either way, you're exposed to extreme danger. I found this article online that really caught my eye and that really helps to explain to you guys why this is called dilemma. Being between Scylla and Charybdis is an idiom deriving from Greek mythology, which has been associated with a proverbial advice to choose between the lesser of 2 evils. Several other idioms such as on the horns of the dilemma, dun dun dun, insert intense music, please.
Between the devil and the deep blue sea, and between a rock and a hard place, express similar meanings. The mythical situation also developed a proverbial use in which seeking to choose between equally dangerous extremes is seen as leading to
Inevitable disaster, which is exactly what we are facing right now. As far as to our concept films, the Scylla one is a very mature vibe, a lot of dark colors. It does remind me of the actual mythical creature, which is very daring and dark. I love the idea that was portrayed. I also saw lots of money involved, sort of maybe like a temptation for them. Our next concept film, which is Charybdis, has a very innocent, cute vibe. We just see them being playful, and I don't really see much to look for here other than innocence and playfulness. Our Odysseus film, I see boys with very dreaming looks in their eyes, similar to the playful Charybdis teaser. I feel a more nostalgic vibe from this, and we can see this being portrayed as a softer, more tender moment. These are really just going into themes, and these are the different versions of the album. The MV begins with Jungwon taking out a rugby ball from his locker and Nikki trying to touch a rugby ball, which is on the side of leaves where there is sun. Now, vampires aren't supposed to be able to touch sun. And the first thing we see in the back of the banner is Elzish Academy. That's our first clue in the MV. Elzish is from Latin and Italian roots, and it means from the sky, del cielo, Academy of the Sky. I am assuming, based on everything, that this is an academy for supernatural beings. I've seen the uniform for the Elzish Academy in the past in Drunk Days, which is rivaled by the academy that we have Kay and the other island members on.
This will be a new group that Big Hit will form, which contrasting with Enhypen will be wolves, not vampires, as I have discussed in our past Enhypen theories.
In the first scenes, we seem to be
In what I observe as our future aspect, and after crossing the border, I am assuming that they crossed the time loop along with the border and that now they are in the future.
modern uniforms, all the high school stuff. Although I do see more kind of like 90s vibes. It's not exactly maybe right now. This is definitely way past our vibe that we had in Give and Taken. When Jake enters a gym where the boys are playing with the rugby ball, I noticed one very specific thing, which is that they're dancing by the sunlight in the window.
I don't know if this means anything, but to me, with the reoccurring theme of them not supposed to be able to go into the sunlight, I am assuming that yes, that is a very obvious clue that can be easily missed.
We also see the numbers 30 and 21, which are the scores of our teams. If you have observed in the Mnet comeback for Tamed-Dashed,
See that there are different teams, Charybdis, Odysseus, and Skyla, labeled on the screen. The performance, it marked.
in every scene of this MV, they seem to be so happy after having crossed the border and in this new world. They seem so excited about their new lives. Fortunately though, something tells me that this isn't the good kind of a happy. This is the temptation sort of happy. The rebellion sort of happy. Next, we have Jay throwing the rugby ball in the air, and this ball seems to levitate or stop at a point which is kind of like a whirlpool, which kind of reminds me of the Charybdis, which kind of reminds me of the whirlpool of time. There's so many connecting strings here giving us clues, but we already know that there's a relation with freezing, stopping, and traveling through time. So that wasn't a big surprise for all of us. As well as powers. Vampires have powers, so they obviously can stop this. Hee-sung is the one that is able to levitate this ball. When we see that the levitating ball falls,
They seem to be in another era once again, which is the one we see in our Odysseus film.
by the beach, they are playing rugby with their striped shirts. Okay, that's enough. I won't talk about the striped shirts. I can sense danger here because they are happy and they are having fun. However, they do not know that the dilemma is possibly on the ocean in front of them. Something that really frustrated me about this MV was that although in most of the video, if not all of it, but this one scene, we can see that Sonyu reaches out for the ball that is in the sun that he is afraid to grab, and he starts burning. Why is it burning him if it's not supposed to burn him? Maybe that was before they transitioned and when they were still in the past, before they followed this borderline that led them into the new world. They feel so free after being able to cross this borderline, but now they are faced with another problem. We see Sonyu inside a dark cabin that is trying to conceal all the light, yet the rays peek through, and he reaches to touch it. When he reaches to touch it, he checks his hands and sees, oh, did it burn me? No, it didn't burn me. Oh my god, I'm gonna get out of my cabin and I'm gonna tell the rest of my members, hey, you can come out. As you can see, they are scared. They are using their umbrellas and they are reluctant to step out until they finally let their umbrellas go and realize that the sun does not burn them. In this moment, they run like crazy. They say they are chasing the sun, as mentioned in the intro and in the concept films for our Mnet comeback. When Jake comes with his other members, he seems concerned that the ball has gone into the ocean, but then Nikki comes behind their backs and he's like, don't worry, I have another ball. It's not a big deal. Yes, there are two different balls. We have the brown ball and we have the white ball. One ball is the one that's used in the high school, and the other ball is the one that is in the sun that is probably brought from the past.
Now, I know many of you guys were probably thinking it was a football. It is not a football. It's a rugby ball. I looked it up. Rugby balls and footballs look different. I was like, man, that's a weird football. But no, it's not a football. It's a rugby ball. And this would make sense because of our setting. Rugby is a sport played in the UK and in Ireland.
And we see my beloved scene that I am so obsessed with, which is when they line up finally at the ocean looking for the ball. When Jake arrives, we have a sequence of numbers. And this sequence on the back of their shirts is 99, 5, 1, 4, 23:7. Nike is the one that brings the flash of hope with their ball, their precious ball. And yet he is the one that ends the MV very mysteriously. This MV I could pick up that was very focused on Sonu being the one that guides him on and kind of takes a lot of the action. I believe that since Nikki is at the end of this MV, that he will be the one who is next. And he was also in the beginning. So we have kind of a loop there.
Loops, we love loops, we love a bunch of time loops of everything.
He looks at the camera very, very seriously. And then he looks at the ball that's on the ground and he picks it up because he is no longer afraid of the sun. We saw Jake speaking, and that just unfolded so many of my doubts and made them bigger yet smaller at the same time. Jake quotes, "On the day we escaped, the sun rose above everything below, and it should have burnt us, but it didn't." And I was like, ooh! He says, "Are we gifted with a new power? Or what is happening? Like, why are we not burning?" He follows by saying, "In the moment of confusion, we saw a long line, which is a line that led them into the new world. And the moment we crossed that border, holding each other's hands, was a capsized world before us." Story film 2 begins by narrating that the more we reached for the sky, the higher it rose. They say they feel this burning thirst, as in drunk dazed, I'm assuming for blood and greed and wanting so much anything they could have. Then he proceeds to explain, "Are we the chasers, or are we perhaps the ones being chased?" And there is an image of a puma, as in TXT's universe, chasing these predators to the rabbit. Two voices call out to them. Perhaps it's the two evils, or perhaps it is evil and good, but they can listen to neither. All they can do is keep on running towards the sun. Move on to our such awaited lyrics. Should I be tamed? Flash of desire enchanting me. Dreams, beautiful and grotesque, keep changing shape, oh twisted and tangled. Dilemma of choice within dimensions. Taking a step makes me afraid. I hate to be or not. Reference to Shakespeare. To be or not to be. Here they are explaining how they are afraid to take the next step and that their dreams are grotesque and tangled. They are beautiful and enchanting their desires.
They mention hot summer because they are so tempted for this sun. They want to feel the sun that they have never felt before. They want to feel it on their skin, and this is just very prominent throughout the video, lyrics, and concept.
Searing heart, take me now. Burning thirst, I can't stop. Summer, just dash. Scorching sun, show me the way, my compass, please don't leave me now. Even if it's not the answer is mentioned, they are talking about the relation.
Whether if it's the answer to chase the sun in this new world or not, it doesn't matter because they are enjoying it to the tip of their toes.
The next verse says, "Oh, I must stop. I am addicted to this hazy dream and the days have gone by. I can't see the familiar me." They have lost their sense of who they were, and now they are in coma of just this dream, and finally escaping the freedom is overwhelming to them. By the same choices, you're frozen not knowing what to do. This is a dilemma. Caught between the two horns, exhausting, agonizing thoughts. So this is all kind of going down to our central problem and conflict with our epic poetry and epic hero. They really put a lot of effort into making them give through this idea. Even just looking at a translation, I can't imagine. I don't understand that much Korean to be able to fully by ear understand everything, but the meaning is always much deeper in the original language. Just by looking at a translation, I totally feel the message that they're trying to give. Now imagine if we read it in Korean. So, what is my overall takeaway? My overall takeaway is that this is a representation of growing up and the temptations that come in with growing up and the decisions you have to make with growing up, the dilemmas you have to cross upon when growing up is all manifested in such a nice, beautiful, complex, theoretical, metaphorical way.
With elements of poetry, literature, and movies, all kinds of beautiful, beautiful things, and I think they did such a great job.
I'm sure there's much we still don't know, but I did my best to explain to you guys my takeaway on this. I really hope that you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please go check out my other Enhypen theories video so you can catch up and kind of make sense of what I'm talking about. If you already made sense of it yourself, great. I hope you like my theories. I hope they helped you clear some of that fog, and together we shall be making more theories. Please leave me comments if you guys figure anything else out. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and I would really super appreciate it if you followed me on my Instagrams, which I will leave up here. I have my personal account and my art account where I post pretty boys that you will all love. Yes, I'm an artist. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye bye. Have very much fun with our new album, Stream.